Welcome to the final chapter of Human Relations, Meaning and Values. Which of the following would give your life more meaning? A bigger paycheck, a week in Maui, a faster computer, or D, none of the above? If you picked answer D, then the question still remains. But by being aware of our values and living in concert with them, we can find meaning in our lives. Values are the things that are important to us, the rules we live by, and the things we cherish and respect. But we may not have a clear idea of what we hold dear and what guides our behavior unless we look within ourselves and watch our own behavior. Discovering our purpose in life is started through a series of questions. Why am I here? Where am I going? What is the value of my life? And what is my contribution to the world? Do you think a person who's attractive, famous, powerful, and rich can still experience a sense of emptiness in their lives? There are numerous examples through history of famous people who have struggled with having no meaning. Just a few are Ernest Hemingway, Elvis Presley, Kurt Cobain. What are some indicators that people are struggling with? Well, widespread drug use, alcohol abuse, compulsive shopping, continuous television watching. You can probably come up with several other examples of your own. All of us struggle with the need for a sense of identity. Psychologist Joe Livingston said that all of us are looking for peace of mind, happiness, pleasure, a sense of well-being. To achieve this, we go within or we go without. What does this mean to you? Man is the one animal that can say I, which means we know we're separate and we must search for our own identity. If we can find this self-awareness, we can feel in charge of our destiny. It's very possible to deceive ourselves about our real values or be oblivious to them. So how is it we become aware of our values? One thing all of us can do is examine our own behavior. You can gain insight into a person's values by looking at any one of his actions. For example, looking at someone's checkbook will tell you where his money goes. From there, you can infer what's important. Public expression. What do you tell others about yourself and who you are? Until we share or defend our opinions, they usually stay half-formed convictions. Good friends often help us bounce our ideas off of them and help us figure out who we can relate to and why. Journals also help analyze ourselves and how we spend our time. When you lose perspective on life, reviewing a journal can help you get it back. Some psychologists and philosophers believe that we find meaning through social interests and taking care of others. People gain reward for themselves by helping and relating to other people. Do you think we can feel isolated and lost as a person when we don't feel a connection to others? It seems that those who realize that all of us are in the same human situation, basically trying to survive and be happy, this paves the way for being able to compassionately and respectfully relate to others. Philosopher Ernest Becker said that the basic question the person wants to ask and answer is, who am I? What is the meaning of my life? What value does it have? But we can only get answers to these questions by reviewing our relationships with others, what we do to others and for others, and what kind of response we get from them. People need to relate to others as a part of a family or a group. Family ties are consistently ranked as the most important by people in national surveys of Americans over 18 years old. College students away from home for the first time or people who move away from home are very vulnerable to loneliness and depression. Do you think that family ties have become disrupted in recent years? Although most people report that having close relationships is the most important thing to them, when asked what they do to foster those relationships, most people report doing nothing. In the past 50 years, the United States has become a much more mobile society, and people don't put down roots for as long as they used to. With increased prosperity, we are no longer economically dependent on family members. We have more money to pay for entertainment outside of the home. So where are some other places for connections? Many people have found friendships or stable relationships at their jobs, church, and volunteer organizations. Recent downsizing has changed the relationships that develop in the workplace.